Y'all know what I'm about to say. Okay. Hey there, thank you so much for clicking on our video. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Ashley, and we are the hosts of Bible and Banter.
Bible and Banter is a space for real conversation through the lens of faith.
We hope to be a reminder that we serve a good God
who left us a living word
to tackle all that life throws our way.
Hey, so let's get into the video.
Not the hand up. So today we are talking about getting out of a rut. And that's something that I can personally relate to. I feel like that's something that I'm working on right now at this moment. And it's just, and when I say getting out of a rut, I just feel like we all kind of go through those seasons, just those times and spaces in our life where we're kind of lacking motivation.
Yeah.
And this is not for that person that's typically like the moocher chilling all lazy, but like when you're a highly motivated person but you go through those ruts where you don't really feel like doing anything. You know that there's things that you should be working on, things that you should be doing, things that God placed on your heart, and you're just not feeling it.
Like in a place of burnout.
Yeah, exactly. Almost a place of burnout, feeling overwhelmed. So it leads to just complete paralysis. Rest has become a place where you're no longer at a rest place, but you're just stuck. And you can't really get yourself out of it, or it feels like you can't really get yourself out of it, and you've just been in this rut. You're just laying around, like not doing things when you know that there's plenty to be done. Choosing to binge watch on Netflix when you know that there's things that you should and could be working on, but you're just not motivated. And so it just leads to increased procrastination, lack of motivation. And so we want to kind of talk to you about how we're getting ourselves out of a rut, and how maybe some tips that you can use to possibly get you out of whatever rut that you might be in, if you're experiencing one. And if you've just come through one, like as we always say, we'll say it earlier, let us know how that's going, what you did, any tips that you may have in the comments.
Yes, but I agree. Ruts are just no fun for anyone. I think that everyone has a point, exactly like Ashley said. Even highly motivated people or people who are very productive can have moments where you just don't want to do anything. And like you said, you're in a place of rest, but you're still not restful or like feeling that rest. So that is it's a rut. That's a place that you're in. That's what you're experiencing. So we just want to give you a few just key points on ways that we were able to kind of come through the rut.
Yeah, absolutely. And I would say the first point really is, and it's going to sound so simple, and it's one of those things that's just like so underestimated, but to just talk to God. And I don't mean, and I'm not even saying like, get on your knees, start praying a prayer, get in your prayer closet, go in your war room. I mean literally, because sometimes when you're in a rut, like you like, listen, I don't even want to get up. I'm not about to do all of that. I'm saying right where you are, whether that's sitting in your bed, laying on the couch, just start talking to God like you would a friend. You know what I mean? Because ultimately, like that's that type of relationship that we should feel like that we have with Him. And so just no fancy words, no big words, no Lord, I come to you. Just like like listen God, I know that I have a lot to be grateful for. I know that you've brought me a long way, but here's where I'm at. Like, Lord, I need you to give me strength, because right now I don't feel any of it. I need motivation. Lord, give me discipline to start moving in what I'm supposed to be moving in. Like, Lord, I need you to come into this season right now, and I need you to make up for what I'm lacking, because right now that's like there's something inside of me that's dead, and I need you to bring it to life, and I need you to breathe new life in it. Like literally, and when I say that is enough for just even small sparks, like I promise I have been in such a rut creatively, just in general, but I know that I still need to create things, right? Because I'm a content creator. Like even sitting here right now, and this morning I was like, and I knew, Melissa was coming over so we could start filming this, and I'm like, I haven't been, and Melissa's like, be thinking about talking points, be thinking about topics, you know what I mean? And she's been hitting me with that all week, right? And this whole week, nothing. I mean, and I've been chilling, I've been watching TV, knowing that you should probably be thinking about what y'all could be talking about. When I say this morning, I'm like, listen, God, I don't even feel like filming YouTube today.
Okay,
that's Holy Spirit, I need you. like, we need something to talk about. When I say all of a sudden the notes in my phone was like, next thing I know, I'm screenshotting Melissa.
And I'm over here like, dang, I
like
have
4 different ideas. And when I say like, it was just turning it over. Like, it was just like, you're a creator. I need you to make me creative right now because because I could just sleep right now, honestly.
No, really. I think that you hit on all of the major points, because literally it's the exact same for me. And just a little bit about me and Ashley, like, us coming together was by no mistake. The Lord definitely put his hand in this partnership, because really and truly, if we had just done these things separately, y'all probably would not even be seeing us. You know what I mean? Because
really
I had the exact same thing where I'm laying in bed and I'm like, just thinking like in that moment, like, do I really want to get up? Man, I really don't want to get up. I would rather be in bed. I would rather be doing anything else at this point, knowing full well that this is where my heart lies, this is where my passion lies, this is where I know the Lord this is what I know what the Lord has for me, has for both of us. But in that moment, right, when you're in a rut, you get so in your head about it that you're like, well, you know, I gotta listen to my body, and if my body's saying just rest here and don't do anything, but you have to think a little bit deeper than that. Is that what your body's saying, or is that what you're trying to, what is it? I feel like you have to take it a step further. Like, what is it that you're truly not finding rest in this season? And then when you get to the bottom of that, which will come with, like Ashley said, praying to God, just where you're at, asking him, hey, like, what am I supposed to do in this season? What do you need me to do in this very moment? Because all you can do is take it moment by moment. So even if you're talking like Ashley said, just in the bed, like, I really don't want to get up right now, Lord, but I know that you need me to get up. So allow me to take this next step. Like, allow me to see what I need to do next so I can get to where you need me to be.
Right, exactly. And that just leads into the next point, which is to try to pinpoint the root of the rut. Like, it just goes right back to her. Like, why do you feel, like, why are you feeling, if you're feeling overwhelmed, why are you feeling overwhelmed? Like, what is it exactly that's making you feel overwhelmed? What is it exactly that's discouraging you in this moment? What is it exactly that you might be fearing? And so because of that fear, you're not moving. You know what I mean? Or is it that you're overloading yourself with so many to-do items that all of a sudden you've burnt yourself out? You're basically trying to go everywhere fast. Like, you have God's placed this idea on your heart, and this idea, and this idea. And so what you took from that is, all 3 of these things need to start now, and I need to start working on all 3 of these, and I need to do it as fast and as soon as possible. And it's really like really stopping and reevaluating, which is the next point. But just staying on finding the root, like, I think is really, really important, because for me, I know at the beginning of the year, I was so motivated, and I felt like God had given me so much clarity in so many different areas of my life, right? Including just like the things that I feel like are connected to my purpose, and just really spreading love and spreading light, right? And which is this, and then other things that I have going on. And so it was just like, okay, so I'm gonna create my to-do list. I need to do 1 action item for this thing, 1 action item for this thing, 1 action item, and then my whole week is filled with like all these action items. And so, but think about that. If every day is filled with 1 action item, I've given myself 7 action items per item. Do you know what I mean? Like, per purpose or per to-do thing. And so, like, but how does that, of course I'm going to get burnt out. And so, and then that also opens room and opportunity for the enemy to come in and now play on your emotions.
Oh, of course.
Right? Because you're getting burnt out. You know, that motivation you started with is dying down.
Yes.
And so now you're feeling overwhelmed. And so now it's like, oh, you're overwhelmed. Well, look at all this stuff you're not getting done. You know, oh, you're overwhelmed. Were you even ready for it in the first place?
Right.
Are you sure God told you that? You know what I mean? Like,
in those second guessing moments, that's when that's when he really tries to get you. And what I always tell people who are going through a similar situation is like, that's where the enemy loves to play. Anytime he can get you separated. I mean, think about even to the beginning of time with Adam and Eve and how he had to separate her first to get into her mind and be like, are you sure the Lord said you couldn't have this fruit?
Right.
Really and truly, it's like if Adam were there, he would have been like, yeah, that's exactly what the Lord said, remember?
Right.
And it's like, you're like, oh, right, yeah, you know, but in those moments whenever we are overwhelmed or we're already thinking a certain type of thing and we have the enemy or even our own minds playing against us, like saying, was this truly what the Lord called you to, or did you think that this is what the Lord called you to? There's a difference. It's like you knew that the Lord had called you to this, but now all of a sudden you're second guessing it because you are overwhelmed, because you have put all of these things on your plate.
It's validating your emotions.
Exactly. And what do we know about emotions? They're fickle. You're gonna feel one way one day, you're gonna feel another way the next. What you need to know is the steady and the constant. And like I was saying before, you know, that's where the enemy finds his joy, is when he can get you isolated by yourself in your own mind, because it makes things so much bigger. And he gets you to believe that you are the only one in the world who could possibly be going through a rut like this.
Right.
And that's where you start to fall and feel like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have, and we start to self-medicate, right? And that can look like many things. We can be going back to old sin patterns that we feel, you know, comfortable in. Yeah. You could be going back to doing, you know, put whatever in that you use to self-medicate, but that is like such an easy way to kind of fall back into that lifestyle because it's comfortable, right? Being uncomfortable overwhelms us. Yeah. And that's what gets us in that rut sometimes. So we just kind of have to like call on God to maybe dig us out and give us a healthy reminder of like, no, you are in the right place at the right time, but you might need to maybe adjust some of the things that you've been doing. It's like your heart is in the right place, but you have to also realize you can only do one thing at a time, and he's only guiding you through one thing at a time. So
and then that leads into, like I said, reevaluate and refocus. If you find, and because a lot of times this is what it is, if you find that you're overwhelmed and that you have placed so many expectations, so many unrealistic deadlines, so many unattainable goals within the time frame that you've set it for, something that usually takes people years, you frustrated because you can't get it done in 3 to 6 months. Like, okay, well, it's time to reevaluate and it's time to refocus, okay? And that sometimes it just looks like, for me, because like I said, I felt like God had given me so much clarity and put so many great ideas and so many, you know, initiatives on my mind and on my heart. And I just wanted to go after all of them. And then I had to just get to a point where I'm like, scale back. Pick one. Yeah. What are you gonna work on now? Because that's even the thing that they've proven, like that being able to multitask really isn't very productive. Because what it ultimately means is that you were able to do a little bit of a lot of things instead of getting a lot of one thing done. Yes. You know what I mean? Or completely complete. Like, you know what I mean? Instead you have 5 incomplete assignments done, when had you just reevaluated and refocused on the one with the greatest priority, you'd have finished one task instead of starting 5. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of where I was. I'm like, you're starting 5 things, which isn't allowing you to finish even one. And so now you're frustrated, and now you're overwhelmed, and now you're questioning what he placed on your heart. But really, no, it was you and your impatience and your own desire to control, to take what he's given me and put my own controls and parameters around it. And because it's not working out within those controls and parameters, now I'm mad, right? Now I'm in this rut. Now I don't want to do anything, when really it's like, no. You overwhelmed yourself. God didn't overwhelm you. You know what I mean? So get it together. Talk to him. He's gonna talk back to you. He's gonna he's gonna check you a little bit. You know, like, Holy Spirit be having me by my collar sometimes.
So Amara, didn't I tell you that my yoke is light? But you trying to carry all of this.
You got the whole cart in the edge. You got all the yoke.
You trying to carry it, thinking you carrying it. Look, thinking I'm really holding the world. It's all on me. And meanwhile, guys up here at the top, like, okay, so you ready to let go now, or no, hold on. You know, it's like, that's how you look like to the Lord. But he's like, all right.
So reevaluate, refocus. Pick one thing and put your all into that one thing, and stop and know, like, it's not going to, your promise isn't going to disappear. Like, it's going to be there waiting
for you. What's for
you
will always be for you. There's not one door that the Lord will open up that any man can ever close. He can try to get in front of you. He can try to block the doorway, but I promise you it'll never be closed, because it's your door, period. That's it. That's the end of the story. No, that's really good.
That was really good, and that actually was the end of the story.
Oh, that is the end of the story,
and that was our last one.
Y'all, well, we just wanted to kind of come to y'all. We hope that this was an encouragement to you, because what we really like, our heart is for y'all. Like, our heart is with you in this moment, because we understand that if you clicked on this video, you are going through this exact same thing or can relate to the emotions within it. And we just want you to know that you're not alone in this rut.
Not at all.
Even though you may not have taken a shower in 2 days, honey, you in your bed still. You looked at every single thing on TV, got tired of that. You looked at every single thing on YouTube and finally landed on this one. If this is the video that gets you to getting on your knees, or even just getting up physically and being like, you know what, Lord, here I am. I'm not perfect. I've been really upset these past few days, these past few weeks, this past few months, but I want to get back right.
I promise all he needs is an invitation.
That's it.
Like, just invite him into your situation, and I promise, like, it doesn't take all of what you think it takes. Like, literally, when I say, I'm just like, Lord, listen, I don't know what it's been. I just ain't, but I need you to help me come up with these talking points.
That's
like, and all of a sudden he was like, oh,
okay, you looking for me.
So here's what I thought that y'all could probably do.
I'm glad you asked. So,
right. But you know, and I want to say, just on top of all of that, like how we said, just assessing your the root of the issue, and really trying to figure out like what's causing that, and reevaluating and refocusing. But just keep in mind, like, one, it's okay to be intentional about like taking time to rest, but making sure you don't stay there.
Right.
And with making sure you don't stay there and being intentional about it, really think about, okay, if I need to take time to just breathe, like how much time does that look like? Is that a day? Is that a couple days? Is that a week? And then only limit yourself to that, and don't try to wait until you feel like it. And I think sometimes we're like, you know what? I just don't feel it today, and then the next day I still don't feel it, and then the next day, and then the next thing you know, a month has passed and you have been completely unproductive because you are waiting to feel like and you have to know that coming out of a rut is intentional. You will stay there if you do not choose to say, you know what, Ashley, you've been chilling on this couch for a week. You done watched every new Netflix series that's done came out, and you ain't even been interested in it. No more. You finna get up.
Just sitting looking.
You finna start doing something productive, whether it's just cleaning up until all of a sudden that cleaning turns to you actually sitting in front of somebody's computer and coming up with whether it's talking points, content for IG, business plan, whatever it is. But what you're not gonna do is continue to sit here and wait till you feel like doing that, because this is where you ask God for discipline, and this is where you ask for his strength, and you lean on that because it's sufficient, right? So so I just want to say, don't fool yourself into I'll do it when I feel like it, because then you have now given your emotions the right to take control.
Bam. That's it. I mean, literally, that is the long and short of all of it. That's
the long and short of all.
That is perfect. That was on point. I just there's nothing to follow up on that. That's it. Drops mic. So thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed this video and think that someone else could benefit from this video, we just encourage you to share. Of course, as always, like, comment, subscribe. We love hearing from y'all. We were just talking about how it really encouraged us while we were in that rut to see the encouragement we were getting from y'all. And
absolutely.
We truly feel y'all are our community, and so we appreciate you even just taking the time to click on this video. We really, really love the support. So thank you so much.
Right, y'all are some real ones. So in the meantime and in between time, you can expect a video every Sunday. We're gonna do better about that.
Yeah, tune in next Sunday for another real and relevant topic, okay? Because we're already saying it's gonna happen. We're talking about everything. We're talking about relationships, friendships,
to careers, and navigating corporate America as a Christian, which can be tough. We are talking about it all. But in the meantime and in between time, please, please, please remember that Jesus loves you.
We love you.
And you are more than enough.
Bye.